Welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Scott Benton. Today we are sitting down in my bourbon bunker. I'm just chilling here. It is my birthday today, and I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about this past week's festivities, the Starlight release, and then what I'm going to do basically for my birthday. So here we go. So the Starlight event this past week, they did I think it was their third Cigar Batch release. This was the Bottled and Bond release, and just like Starlight usually, I mean, they did a fantastic job with that release. I guess there was I'm guessing probably 300 to 500 people there. It was a great time. They had a tasting room. They moved it indoors, which is the first time they've done that due to the impending weather. Luckily, nobody really got drenched or poured on or anything like that. The weather staved off for most of the night, but they did a fantastic job. Huge shout out to Christian, Blake, Ted, Dana, the whole crew up there. I know Scott and Andrew and everybody else, spent some serious hours trying to get that pulled off, and they pulled it off flawlessly as usual. So big congrats to the Huber family and their team up there for what they were able to achieve for the Cigar Batch release. Just a quick little highlight on the two different picks that were released. Both of them were bottled and bond, so we have 100 proof, just over 4 years old. One was a Christian pick and the other one was a Blake pick. The Blake pick was very, very delicate and light. It was your typical Cigar Batch taste. It had, but just more delicate. I even felt like almost like there might have been like a little bit more cherry that came through on that one. On the Christian pick, it was a little bolder, a little spicier. The rye really came through on that one, being a high rye bourbon. But both were just absolutely great picks. They did a great job on them. And really, really enjoyed them both thoroughly. One of the other really cool things is they had, quite a few cigar vendors out there passing out cigars for folks to enjoy and partake in. One of my favorites are the Olivas, or Olivas, not sure how you say it, but they had the Series 5 or the V Series, whatever you want to call it. Those things are fantastic. We were out there, had a few, smoked some cigars, drank some bourbon, had a great time. Met a lot of new friends out there. Also, one of the friends of the show, want to give a big shout out to Mr. Shrank. He gave me a couple of bottles to review here pretty soon. We're going to have him on the show, though. Instead of just me reviewing those by myself, I'm going to have him actually on the show with one of his cousins or brother-in-law or somebody. But I talked to them. But they gave me a couple of really cool bottles to sample and try. I tried both of them this morning since it was my birthday. One was a Booker's bottle. The other one was one of the Buffalo Trace single oak projects. So I'm going to wait to give you my opinion, what I thought, everything else till I get on the actual show with them. But super shout out to Carl. Carl or Andrew. He goes by one or the other. I can't remember. But anyway, he hooked me up with those, and we had a fantastic time talking, all things Starlight, all things bourbon, talked a little bit about the show, and I always love it when folks that listen to the show come out and talk. It gives me a little opportunity to kind of see how I'm doing with everything out there. Also ran into the Brocks, great family, good people, Nick and Barbara, so they gave me a good time. We were sitting out there talking, and I guess they brought like a whole crew with them. They must have walked away with like 600 bottles. I felt like it was a bunch, but because they literally brought like half of the town of Sellersburg with them, I felt like. And I'm not even sure if they were even from Sellersburg. They might have been people that they worked with. But anyway, big shout out to them. Thanks for letting me tag along with you guys for a little bit for the evening. Also spoke around with Mr. Teach Bourbon, Travis himself. We talked a little bit with Christian and a few other folks as the event was winding down. So had a great time. That's what bourbon is all about. It's about the fellowship, sitting down, talking with folks, enjoying it, and really diving into the heart of why we all love bourbon. So super, super excited to kind of share that, guys, with you. As for my birthday, like I said, I have a big one coming up this year, number 45. So I'm about halfway through my 40s, and my wife and I, we have a bottle of Old Forester. It's an old 86 proofer, and it is sorry, my phone's going off in the background. It is a 1977 bottle of Old Forester, and it is a German export. So I ran into a gentleman in Louisville that was able to procure these. He got a handful of these bottles. So me and this bottle both turned 45 this year. So I'm super excited to try it tonight. And I'll be back, in probably the next week or two to do an episode to tell you exactly what that tastes like and, how does it go up against Old Forester of today. So, super jacked and excited about that one as well. As far as Bourbon Barrel Talk, we've got a few things coming up. I'm waiting for the final dates. We're supposed to meet with Doc Swinson and a couple of other folks over the next few months. And then I'm hoping to do a little road trip with the boys. Maybe get up into Iowa and Illinois and meet a couple of folks up there, and then maybe hit the Tennessee market a little bit. So hoping the fellas can get out with me for once. I know they're both super busy. Matt's got a new kid and Josh got a new job, so we're all doing our best to try to make sure we keep this thing together for you guys out there, and hoping you guys are still enjoying the content. But really appreciate everybody coming out, listening to the podcast. I appreciate everybody that showed up to the Starlight event, rain or shine. Really came out good. And this is Scott signing off of Bourbon Barrel Talk. If you want to find us, you can email us at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Those are the best ones to kind of interact with our space and everything that we're doing. And if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. Hit the subscribe button and listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, or even Amazon Music. So this is Scott signing off for Bourbon Barrel Talk. Peace.